Hey guys, so I'm going to try out this problem called the decode ways. Let's have a read. A message containing letters from A to Z can be encoded into numbers using the following mapping. Okay, A is 1, B is 2, Z is 26, so forth. Okay. To decode an encoded message, all the digits must be grouped. All the digits must be grouped, then mapped back into letters using the reverse of the mapping above. There may be multiple ways. For example, 11106 can be mapped into. Okay, so it's like, how do you read it? Do you read it 1 or do you read it 11? Right? Okay, fair enough. Can be mapped into this. AJF with a grouping 1, 1, 10, 6. Or if you consider it 11, 10, 6, then it will again be KJF. Okay, getting the feel of this, yeah. How do you divide this string basically? Note that the grouping 1, 11, 0, 6 is invalid because 0, 6 cannot be mapped to F since 6 is different from 0, 6. Okay, so you have to consider it string, strict strings, okay? Given a string S containing only digits, return the number of ways to decode it. Okay, so that's the question. The question is how the test case is generated so that the answer fits in a 32-bit integer. Let's look at these examples. So 12. 12 is either 12 or 1, 2, and depending upon that, it would be A, B, or L. Okay. 2 to 6 is either 2, 2, 6, or 22, 6, or 226. Uh, yeah, so that's the three things it's also mentioning. 0, 6 is 0 and 6. 0 does not map to anything. So output is 0. Okay, so if you cannot decode output is 0, is that the case? Does it say something like somewhere to return 0 if you oh, number of ways, yeah, so number of ways are 0. Okay, the number of ways are 3. Okay, so that's the number of ways to decode. String length is from 1 to 100 as contains only digits and may contain leading zeros. And okay, so it says it can contain leading zeros. Okay, leading is at the end or trail, I forget. But basically, if the first character is 0, then you return answer as 0. Or rather, if there is any 0, no, 20, 20, 10, those zeros are fine. Okay, so how do we solve this guy? So we read this string um, from left to right, and we see, so 1 to 26 is the maximum. So we basically either look at one digit or two digit at a time, right? So let's do this for 11106, or rather, I think this one is better. This 226, right? So yeah, so let's do is this 226, 226. So there are three different ways to start. Not three, sorry, two different ways. Um, you could either go 2 or you could go 22, right? And with this 2, you could either go now for the next one. Uh, Again, the next is 2, so you could go 2, or you could also go 26, right? So after 26, this is done, and with this 2, uh, you have the 6. So this is one way, this is another way. With this 22, there's only one more way to go with the 6. I think it's pretty straightforward then in that case, no? So you walk through each and every character and you make a decision. So okay, let's try and see what we're trying to do here. Num decodings. Okay, int, let's call it ways is 0 and I equals 0, I less than statement. Ah, wait, hold on. So how do you want to do this? Uh, okay, so ways to decode this would be, so yeah, I get. So let's call it return ways. You pass a string and you pass some index, and this is the index. And these are the number of ways that you can handle. Okay, is that a fair way to solve this? Or I get what you're saying. You can just pass in the substring, or you can pass in the index. Yeah, this index is where I have to make the decision. So, okay, let's try this way. So, yeah, int ways. I mean, ways to decode or something. What to call? The index, yeah. So, okay, now first things first. Yeah, if can it be length? If the length is zero, what do you do? Right? If can it be zero? Let's check. It can't be. So ignore this bit. Okay. So you want to check the two characters. There are two different ways. So the first is single character, and the other is two digits, right? So let's look at the first digit. If if it is zero, uh, let me just return zero. Then there is no other way. Then there is no way, right? It should be between 1 to 9 because A is mapped to 1, right? So A is mapped to 1 to 9. A is mapped 1 to 9. So this would be, let's call it, you get your ways to decode. S and you make it index plus 1. Okay, then when do you return 1? If index is greater than or equal to start length, maybe we'll return 1. Okay, this seems okay. We have to think, but okay, this is fine for now. So for single digit, we do this. Now we're checking two digits. If index plus 1 is less than a start length, then how do you convert string to integer? We could do some sort of a parse int or something. So first, let's get the two digits out. And one more problem here, which is uh, we're checking this. It would be like character, right? So and here also we'll get a substring. So it's substring. Okay, so we know that it's okay. Okay, so that you want to check this only if s dot caret index is either 1. Okay, so this is fine. You do this. and uh, if this is 1, then anything is allowed, right? 10 to 19, all are possible. So this is good enough. And if it is 2, then you need to ensure that is, I mean, it basically just have to do less than equal to, because you know it's a character like a digit, so we can allow it till 6, right? If this happens, then we know there is another possibility, and then we do ways plus equals to, if it throughout makes it possible, then ways to decode. Then you can do index plus 2 as well. Okay, and you return ways. Now I need to understand whether this is correct or not, or let's see if we are failing, which is okay. So it might be possible. Let me think. We initialize ways to 0. If nothing happens, we'll return 0. I'm basically wanting there's a base condition where I have to return 0 instead of 1. Um, so we're always moving ahead. If it's not possible for the string to be empty, and if the character that we are witnessing is 0, we return 0, which is good. Then it's not possible for the character to be something else. There is at least one way to decode it if it's not 0, and which is where I go here. If it's a single, if this is a single length character, let's say it's 1, then I'll do ways plus equals to ways to decode, and I'll pass index outside of this range, which is where this will return 1, which is correct. And I'm looking at a 2 length, let's say I'm looking at 12, so 1, and then I'll pass for 2, which again will return, okay, that works. So overall that path will return 1, and then I look at 12, and then ways to decode will again return 1. Yeah, so I think this is fine. Let's run code. Okay, let's fix the exception. Out of bounds. I thought I checked index plus 1 less than s dot length. What is the test case? 12. Interesting. So string less out of range 2, which is correct. So, but then 2 is less than 2 is, why did it not break here? Maybe because of this OR condition. I need another sort of a bigger bracket here. Where it says this or this, and then I sort of close it here. Yeah, I think this is fine. So yeah, that's run. Yeah, so this works. Run all test examples. All of them works. Now let's think about what's happening. I mean, this is obviously when you keep doing this, there will be repeated problems. So we can also make it some sort of DP by use memorization. So we just use an array. And what are the different indexes that can be returned? Let's just do, yeah, I think this is fine. Let's initialize all to -1. And here we can do, so this would take care of our DP related stuff. The related sub problems we got handled. Now let's try, okay, let's do run code again. Um, cannot find symbol, yep, because we have to pass it. Okay, run code and submit. Let's see if there are some cases which are not working and fix those. Oh, it works. All good, done. Yeah, so it's basically dynamic programming. We first figure out the recursive way, then we do the memorization. It's sort of recursive. We can also convert it into bottom up. That I'll leave it for you guys to figure out. But yeah, in general, this is a decent enough solution.